you are never going to be the same again if it is the Adam's apple or Eve's apple. It's not going to be the same.
This production is part of MG Digital's Candid Verse, a series of video shows, events, and activities designed to encourage candid, constructive, and open conversations about difficult topics otherwise shied away from.
How do you navigate the cultural and religious expectations around sex in Ghana?
I'm a religious person, but I will not say I'm 100% holy.
With Ghana, a lot of people are very hypocritical. But because I talk about sex for, like, that's what I do, right? I educate people about sex. I feel like with time, people will open up. And I'm seeing that people are like warming up to the topic.
Especially because I was born in the church. I grew up in the church. I'm actually still in the church, actually. Especially because you're always in the church doctrines, abstain from sex, wait until marriage. I mean, at the beginning stages, I mean, it ate into my head. But like I said, during my university days, it was crazy, man. So I gave up. I gave up at a point.
Well, personally, I just do me. I don't really mind what culture or religion says. Whatever is comfortable for me and my partner, that is what we do. So within the confines of our relationship, whatever is comfortable with us, we do that. Doesn't matter whether there's religious limitations or cultural limitations.
I just don't talk about it because it's almost like it's seen as something evil.
We don't educate our kids when it comes to this sex thing, especially when they are watching TV and then maybe someone is kissing, they try to. No, I mean, you need to give them the basic education from childhood, that at least when they grow, they know that, oh, they know about sex, and they will have that mentality that sex is not something that someone can just push you in.
I'm from a Christian home, so they expect me not to be doing it at this point. So I try not to even talk about it when I'm in the house or even with my sisters. So in the house, I'm a saint. Honestly, I'm a saint.
I think they've centered, will I say, Christianity or like the religion more into sex. When you are having sex, they see you as a bad person. But then I don't feel having sex should be, even like closer to religion. It's sex. I see that as a normal thing.
Well, cultural expectations, I think, would be based on how I was brought up, which is quite good on my part. When it comes to the religious aspect, I'm not really inclined with religion, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. So it'd be more of a 50-50 case here.
It's a bit difficult, and I think the churches must put a lot of emphasis on these things, because most Christians are left to search on this on their own, and they end up making mistakes. So I think as religious leaders and people with experience already in these kind of things should help the younger ones, especially so that when they get married, it doesn't become a problem for them.
That is sacred, and then it should be done when you're married. Like, it doesn't have to be a premarital thing, but it's a normal thing these days. I mean, everyone has sex, don't they? Because a lot of people, although they are hypocritical in public, they know that privately they have sex lives, like they're active sexually, and they have issues they need help with. A lot of people have questions. So me, I say fuck it to the religious and cultural expectations and just do me, and I mean, talk to people about it to educate them.
That one is a slippery slope. There's the religious misconception that talking about sex is a sin. As a Christian, I believe that the younger Christian generation need to know and to understand the sex from the perspective of a Christian. If they are not getting that from the church, they will get it from somewhere else. So that's always my point. If the church isn't educating the youth, they will get the education from somewhere else, either way. So
I believe you have to know the space and where you find yourself, and know what and when to say what. Because Ghanaians are very, should I say, they are very some way about sex and all the sex conversation.
Honestly, I think in both cases, it's overrated because there's one person trying to make it seem like it's a sin, and then there's the other side trying to make it seem like there has to be a ritual around it. But I feel like it can be very straightforward, I guess.
I think religious, because Ghana is a religious country, obviously sex, whenever you talk about sex, yeah, people become judgmental and, you know, closed to not talk about it. Culturally, it's not how we are oriented to talk about sex, so it's really difficult for people to talk about sex. But I think at the end of the day, we need to have more conversations around sex, because the more we talk about it, the more we feel comfortable in doing it and knowing the ins and outs.
I think that everybody should be able to have self-discipline.
But you have an idea of what sex is, and after sex, what is going to, the impact is going to have on you, because you are never going to be the same again if it is the Adam's apple or Eve's apple. It's not going to be the same.
There's no open conversation about it. Once you know about it, you read about it, you research about it, you're seen as a quote-unquote bad person. So honestly, I just usually avoid it.
And I understand the fact that, yes, we are supposed to abstain. I try my possible best. I'm not 100% there. I'm still trying to not do too much. But yeah, I think practice makes perfect. I need to have a fair idea of what I'm about to enter before I marry.
Religion, they talk say no sex before marriage. But also you want to explore with your partner to see if you are compatible with your partner before you guys get married. And so there's always that conflict. And you end up choosing a side. It's either you stay with religion and do not have sex before you get married, or you do the forgoing religion, and then, you know, so it's always a conflict and you have to always forgo one.
Typical Ghanaian adult believes that sex is supposed to be reserved for it's supposed to be reserved for a certain stage, you know, in life, or a certain time in life. But I mean, I believe practice makes one perfect, right? So the earlier the better.
Oh, I feel like when it comes to the religious and cultural aspect, we failed as a nation because minors are having sex and it's all over the internet. So there's nothing to really talk about. Like, I don't know how to put it. There's nothing to say about it because we've failed.
And not, you know, doing it out of curiosity or, you know, just to know what it's all about, but understanding what it is and going into it because you want to go into it. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's all about you deciding what you want to do and, you know, going into it.
Culturally, I think, I mean, our society frowns upon it. So again, I try not to talk about it as much as possible, but I think sex ed is really important. And I think if it's trickled down in a way into our system or into our culture, we'll have a better way of understanding it, because in a way it's an integral part of our daily life and activity. So yeah.
I think they should let us know, or the younger people know, about the fact that they've been through such experiences, and feeling them doesn't make you inhumane, but it should be something that you are expected to feel along a lifeline.